things this case has stopped me from doing, traveling all across the world, making. So I just want to get it over with, and, you know, accept my guilty plea. I'm ready to get over it.
Boosie going to jail!
Boosie Badazz is staring down serious federal time, and whispers from that old 2005 unaliving for hire case are creeping back like ghosts that refuse to die. But lurking in the shadows, circling like a vulture ready to feast, is Charleston White. Itching to turn Boosie's pain into his own twisted victory. Just recently, Boosie pleaded guilty to illegal gun possession after one of the most tense courtroom battles he's ever faced. He told fans he was simply tired of fighting. But don't get it twisted. That's not weakness. That's strategy. Boosie knows when to move smart, and this might just be his power play. But in the middle of it all stands Charleston White, a man who feeds off chaos, humiliation, and drama, like it's his morning coffee. He's been hovering, waiting for the right moment to strike again, to mock every move Boosie makes. Now the real question is burning up the internet. Will Boosie stand tall, or is Charleston about to walk away grinning with that "told you so" smirk? To really get why this beef is boiling over, you gotta see how Boosie's been struggling behind closed doors, while Charleston keeps fanning the flames with every video and post he drops.
Slap him for what, nigga? When you had a 15-year-old hitman, nigga, that murdered black people. Who next, Boosie?
Truth is, Boosie Badazz isn't the same fiery firecracker we saw snapping at trolls earlier in 2025. His recent posts have been showing cracks, like that Instagram reel from May titled "I Got Rest." Fans could feel it, his energy's fading. But it's deeper than just legal stress. Boosie's been battling diabetes, and staying healthy has become his new hustle. Resting, recharging. It's not about giving up, it's about survival while the whole world watches. And his fans? They're standing by him strong. Comments, prayers, and love flooding his mentions every single day. It's almost like his fans have become a virtual lifeline, keeping Boosie steady while he weathers the storm. But here's the thing. Even with all that love pouring in, Charleston White just won't let the tension cool off. This isn't ordinary trolling anymore. It's full-blown psychological warfare. Every time Boosie so much as breathes, Charleston pops up somewhere online stirring the pot, twisting the story, and treating Boosie's struggles like they're his personal playground. Just a few weeks ago, Charleston popped up on Say Cheese and threw more shade at Boosie, loud, messy, and calculated. He mocked Boosie's faith, his fans, and even the peace he's trying to hold on to.
Charleston White was celebrating you taking the plea deal. I think he even said he hopes you die in jail and stuff like that.
Yeah, I heard.
The contrast couldn't be clearer. Boosie's leaning on prayer and positivity while Charleston's out here poking, prodding, and clowning like it's all a big game. You can feel the tension bubbling under the surface, like something's ready to explode any second. The question now, how much longer can Boosie stay calm before Charleston finally pushes him too far? We already saw Boosie mention on Vlad TV that he heard Charleston's comments, but he brushed them off cool and casual, saying, "Yeah, I heard." Still, that calm tone might just be the silence before the storm. To really get why this beef runs so deep, we gotta rewind back to late 2022. That's when it all started to boil over. It kicked off after Boosie blasted Kanye West's White Lives Matter shirt at Paris Fashion Week, calling it a slap in the face to black people. But instead of agreeing, Charleston White flipped it on him. He went online dragging Boosie for even speaking out. That's when things went from cultural debate to personal warfare. From that moment, Charleston went all in. He didn't just come for Boosie, he started targeting his family too, especially his son Tootie Raw, and even T.I.'s son King Harris. He's gone beyond trash talk, mocking them publicly, calling them names, and even predicting they'd end up behind bars. Things got real in 2023 when Charleston claimed he tipped off the cops himself, bragging that he was the reason Tootie got arrested on those gun and narcotics charges. Now that's next level messy.
Boosie just pled guilty, and he's facing up to 15.
God answered my prayers.
Why? Why?
Because I prayed for him to be found guilty. Y'all don't remember? Remember I prayed.
No, I remember.
Charleston didn't just laugh behind closed doors, he went public with it. He made a whole spectacle out of Boosie's family drama, cracking jokes and clowning the man for the legal chaos closing in on his circle. That's a different level of cruelty. It's psychological warfare meant to break somebody down piece by piece. And it didn't stop there. Charleston kept taking it lower, mocking Boosie's health, yes, even his diabetes, sarcastically saying stuff like Boosie might get denied insulin or that his body could give up on him. That kind of talk cuts deep, especially when you're already carrying the weight of a federal case. Social media turned into a twisted circus. Countdowns, fake prayers, and public taunts all over the timeline, all aimed at making Boosie feel cornered and watched from every direction. And no matter how many fans flood his comments with love, Charleston keeps upping the pressure, making it clear he wants Boosie to crash out or catch the harshest sentence possible. Let's be real. This beef stopped being about clout a long time ago. It's personal, calculated, and meant to wear Boosie down until every one of his setbacks becomes a public show. And when you look at Charleston's past, you start to see the pattern. This is a man who's been playing the system since day one. Back when he was a teenager, Charleston testified in a juvenile case connected to the Michael Levy situation, turning on a friend involved in the incident. That, mixed with his gang ties and time in juvenile detention, shows a lifelong habit of using the law and public opinion as tools to twist situations in his favor. This isn't random trolling, it's strategy. And Boosie's recent legal mess has handed Charleston the perfect stage to do what he does best, stir chaos for attention. But what exactly did Boosie do that made Charleston come at him this hard? It all traces back to June 2023, when Boosie got hit with that San Diego arrest for illegal gun possession during what was supposed to be a simple Instagram live shoot. Things haven't been the same since. Police found 2 guns in the vehicle, a Glock and another handgun, and just like that, Boosie's entire world flipped upside down. What was supposed to be a routine day turned into a nightmare that wouldn't end. At first, things looked up when state charges were dismissed in mid-2023. And for a brief moment, it felt like Boosie could finally exhale. But that peace didn't last long. The feds weren't about to let it slide. They came back swinging, refiling the same charges in federal court and putting Boosie right back in the crosshairs. By July 2024, a federal judge again dismissed the case, leaning on a Ninth Circuit court ruling that said nonviolent felons couldn't be hit with gun possession charges. It sounded like freedom was just around the corner, but nope. Prosecutors quickly reworked the case, found another legal angle, and came back harder. It was like a game of legal ping pong, and Boosie was the ball being slammed back and forth. By the middle of 2025, years of battling the system had worn him down, mentally, physically, and emotionally. The constant stress had him reconsidering everything. Boosie started hinting on social media that he was tired of running in circles, posting about peace, patience, and wanting to move forward. It wasn't giving up. It was a man realizing sometimes you gotta play chess, not checkers. Then, in August 2025, Boosie made the move. He officially pleaded guilty to 1 count of illegal gun possession. In exchange, prosecutors dropped the second charge and suggested around 2 years in prison, plus 3 years of supervised release. It was a heavy decision, but one he made after long talks with his family. For him, it wasn't defeat, it was strategy. A way to end the madness and protect what little peace he had left. Now, with sentencing set for later this year, the world's watching to see what happens next. Even Charleston White doesn't know if this will be Boosie's breaking point, or just another wild chapter in his story. But one thing's for sure, Boosie's been smart about it. While Charleston's been loud, reckless, and all over social media clowning, Boosie's been doing the opposite, staying silent, moving in shadows, and playing it cool. That silence ain't fear, it's survival. Sitting under the weight of federal charges, he knows one wrong word could come back to haunt him in court. In his interview with Tony the Closer, Boosie made it clear as day, he's not speaking on certain topics because, in his own words, what I say can and will be used against me. That's not weakness, that's wisdom under fire. Boosie doubled down on that move in silence mindset during his Vlad TV sit-down, basically saying, some people just aren't worth arguing with. And honestly, he's got a point. Why feed a troll who lives off attention? Boosie knows exactly what he's doing. By staying quiet, he's not giving Charleston a single soundbite that could end up replayed in court or twisted to make his time behind bars even worse. Boosie understands he's in a vulnerable position right now. But instead of falling for Charleston's bait, he's choosing discipline over chaos. Because let's be real, Charleston White ain't just another loudmouth online. This man's built a whole empire off controversy, with millions of followers across YouTube, Instagram, and every platform you can name. He knows exactly how to work that algorithm. Every time he drops Boosie's name, it explodes into a viral clip, millions of views, comment battles, and headlines flying everywhere. Charleston has mastered the game of shock tactics, dropping wild statements, pushing lines, and stirring beef so hard that it becomes impossible to ignore. We've seen it time and time again. Remember that whole mess with Ad and Ross? Charleston created so much noise that even Vlad himself had to chime in just to calm the storm. That's how deep his digital reach runs. He's not just clout chasing, he's controlling the entire conversation in real time. But here's the dangerous part. Charleston doesn't care who he offends or what bridges he burns. He's dropped statements so out of pocket that most platforms can't even replay them without getting flagged. And somehow that's exactly what fuels his brand. He thrives on outrage, no matter how dark or twisted it gets. So when Charleston aims that toxic spotlight at Boosie, mocking him, twisting old rumors, and dragging up every shadow from his past, those words echo through millions of screens. They shape how people see Boosie's situation before the man even gets his day in court. And let's be real, Boosie's no saint either. Charleston keeps bringing up that Marlo Mike situation, and every time he does, it reopens an old wound Boosie's been trying to close for years. This is real-life heavy stuff. Boosie's darkest chapter, and the one that still follows him everywhere. The infamous 2005 unaliving for hire case. This wasn't some small-time street charge. This was life or end. Prosecutors claimed Boosie paid 17-year-old Marlo Mike $2,800 to take out Terry Boyd during a Baton Rouge turf battle that had the city boiling. The case landed Boosie on death row, locked down in near solitary confinement while the state of Louisiana tried to end his life for good. The case centered around Marlo Mike's jailhouse confession, where he allegedly admitted to the hit and tied Boosie directly to it. But later Marlo recanted, saying police had coerced and threatened him into confessing. Still, the damage was done. Phone records showing him near Boosie's studio before the shooting, and even that tattoo referencing Boosie became major talking points for the prosecution. They tried to paint him as some kind of cold, calculating mastermind. But Boosie's defense didn't back down. They flipped the whole narrative. They argued that Marlo Mike was a loose cannon, already tied to multiple slayings, mentally unstable, and acting on his own. For nearly 5 long years, Boosie sat behind bars, staring at the possibility of never seeing daylight again. But in 2012, the tables turned. His lawyers shredded Marlo Mike's credibility piece by piece, exposing inconsistencies and manipulations that left the jury unconvinced. The verdict came down, not guilty. Boosie walked free, but the scars from that battle never faded. That trial became one of the most infamous sagas in hip-hop history, a stain Charleston White loves to bring up whenever he wants to crank up the pressure. And that's where things get dangerous for Boosie. Every time Charleston resurrects those old accusations, it reopens old wounds, reignites online debates, and makes people question whether the ghosts of 2005 are still lurking behind him. Charleston knows exactly what he's doing. He's pouring gasoline on a fire that never truly went out. And that's the twisted genius of his game. He keeps Boosie's name trending by tapping into his darkest past. Now, when it comes to Boosie's current fate, things are hanging by a thread. Sure, his plea deal recommends about 2 years behind bars, but let's not sugarcoat it. The federal gun charges he's facing carry a max sentence of up to 15 years. That means a judge could easily stretch that time to 10 years or more if things take a bad turn. Imagine that, 10 years locked away while his kids grow up, his family waits, and his music career stalls right when he finally got his rhythm back. The energy, the momentum, the hustle he's rebuilt, it could all be frozen in place. For Boosie, this isn't just about time, it's about survival, legacy, and holding on to everything he's fought to keep. So yeah, that plea deal might look lighter on paper, but the truth behind it is way darker. Between the feds holding all the cards and Charleston White twisting public opinion like a weapon, Boosie ain't just fighting a legal battle. He's fighting for his legacy, his career, and maybe even the rest of his life outside those prison walls. Right now, public opinion is split straight down the middle. On one side, you've got people saying Charleston White's just telling the truth, calling out Boosie's past and holding him accountable in ways the justice system supposedly never did. But on the other side, You've got fans who see Boosie as a fighter, a man who survived false accusations, stared down the penalty, and came out breathing when everybody counted him out. To them, Charleston doesn't look like some brave truth-teller. He looks like a straight-up hater who gets joy from watching another black man fall apart under pressure. The divide runs deep. You see it everywhere. Podcasts debating it, barbershops arguing it out, TikToks breaking down old clips, clubhouse rooms going crazy. Some folks swear Charleston's relentless attacks could be the final push that lands Boosie in real trouble. Others roll their eyes, saying he's nothing more than a loud clout chaser feeding off another man's pain. But no matter what side people stand on, the noise keeps growing, and the drama just won't die down. Now just imagine the circus if Boosie actually gets sentenced to something close to 10 years. Headlines blowing up, viral clips dropping every hour, fans arguing nonstop, and right in the center of it all, Charleston White throwing a public celebration like he just won a championship, claiming he brought Boosie down himself. It'd be wild, chaotic, and ugly all at once. That's the tightrope Boosie's walking right now. One wrong move, and it's over. This isn't just about a plea deal or a court date anymore. It's about how he'll be remembered. Every post, every headline, every reaction is shaping whether he goes down in history as a survivor who beat the system or as another fallen star who let the pressure crush him. In this battle between freedom, reputation, and survival, there's no easy way out. So what do you think? Is Boosie holding strong or slipping deeper into the fire? Drop your thoughts in the comments, smash that like button, hit subscribe, share this video with your crew, and keep it locked, because the next story is about to shake things up even more. See you on the next one.